right, I told you that we would come together and do some of these torn paper pieces from the ephemera kit in a separate video instead of having to wade through a full walkthrough to see little snippets of this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a few minutes to do that. I'm going to get my workstation set up. I got a little plastic cup here. Yeah, I know it's a little fancy, but I like a little fancy. It's plastic. And I'm going to put some water in it. I'm just going to mist some water down in the bottom of this cup. Just a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. And then I'm going to use, I prefer this. I'm trying to make sure I get it where you can see it. It's a flat angled paintbrush. It's very narrow, if you can see that. And then it has this angle to it. I have not used this, got paint on it, but I haven't used this for anything but water, just because I wanted to make sure that if I did, it was early on and it hasn't been in a while, and I know for sure that I can put water on it and touch it on something and it's not going to transfer paint. So if you have one of these that you've used for paint in the past, I would test it out if you're going to use it for this purpose. But this is a good way to get this nice torn edged without a lot of trouble. So you just get some water on your brush, a little bit of water, and then you're just going to paint down that edge where it looks like it's torn. And you can kind of see, most of the time, you can see when your water touches the edge of the design. Sometimes it will spread a little bit. It doesn't have to be precise. Don't worry about getting this precise any stretch of the imagination. But you do need to let the water sit on there just a little bit. You can see right here it's already starting to sink in. And that's what you want. I will typically do a side, let it sink in, tear it, and then do another side. But you could do more at a time if you wanted to. You just got to make sure you don't let this dry too much. So then you just take, I use my thumbnail a lot for this, but then you just kind of pull off the part that you got wet. And you see what a nice, lovely tear we get by doing that? Doesn't matter if there's some white pieces there, because the paper on the inside a lot of times looks white when you tear it. But if that bothers you, you can always kind of come back and pull that off. And so now we have a nice torn edge to our piece of ephemera. So we can go around. I like all my edges to be torn. So I'm going to tear even this straight edge. And then down this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do this piece kind of so you can see what this will look like, and then we'll look at another one. Let that sit for a minute. I can see that it is already, didn't go all the way down. Why did I stop? Why did I not go all the way down? I just wasn't thinking, was I? But I can already kind of see. This is cardstock, so it's much quicker if you use copy paper, but you can kind of see where it's already started to seep in. So now we're just going to go with our thumb and kind of pull off. Again, I use my thumbnail, but I have used the tips of my fingers when my nails were short. And please excuse my nails and my fingers. I have little rough places all over my hands and little cuts from a project I was working on. See, there you go. Now we have this nice torn edge that will look fabulous if we decide to ink it. So I'm going to ink this one just so you can kind of see what it looks like. It looks fine like it is. I prefer kind of the worn look with some inked edges. So just got a little bit of ink on my And I'm just going to tap down just real lightly along the edges. Now it's a little darker on this side because I didn't wait on it to get dry. But it won't be quite as harsh on this side because this side is already dry. But look how nice that looks. And think about how neat that is going to be in a collage in your junk journal. I love this technique. So we're going to just do one more little piece while we chat about this. You could certainly do this and just kind of tear it. And then if it ended up being a different shape or a different size, that would be perfectly fine. But I think you will find once you work with these shapes, that these types of shapes, these kind of long, skinny, torn pieces, look fabulous in a collage. They really just look wonderful in a collage. So I think you will like working with them in this shape. And I should have started at this end. I'm not sure why I didn't, but I'm going to come back down here and just kind of work through. And you can always go back and tear off more. You can't put it back though. It's not as easy to put back. So see, I didn't get the water quite in the right place here. So I'm going to put just a little bit more water right there. Actually, I'm running out of water in my little cup is part of the problem. But I'm going to run just a little bit more, give it just a second to kind of seep in. You want to be careful and not handle it too much while it's wet. Every once in a while you can smear a design. Doesn't happen very often, but it can happen depending on what kind of printer you have especially. And two, you don't want to wad it up or risk tearing it bigger than you want it torn. Because again, you can't really put it back. And then just pull that off. See how neat that looks? How not neat it looks, I guess. How cool it looks with this edge. I'm going to pull it up a little closer so you can see the details. So, that is how I do this. If you have stumbled upon an easier, better way to do it, I would love it if you would share. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep doing it this way, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.